कैच और कर दूसरे ले मैं वो राम राम कर लो
स्टार्टअप
आले खान को
You all are covered, okay? I hope anybody don't have any problem with this.
Before we start training, we'll give you the one good small glass of the bubble. That's our first sparkling wine, around 35 euro. Uwe, Ladube is about the biggest house in the Loire Valley. Almost 150 years they make sparkling wines. So they are not. Doesn't matter how much price we have now, 35 euro. But basically they are doing the business for so long. So they have a land they bought very earlier. They got some land from forefathers. So they don't pay for the land. They got a very big area and now they are putting the wines in the world. 100% Chardonnay and dry. So there's two things always guests ask you: is it dry? Is it not dry? Is it dry? 100% Chardonnay, white grape dry. Okay. It has to be open like this, how I make this noise. But you will learn slowly. The more you open the eyes, you will get more comfortable. Guys, trying to be more like sophisticated always. Use your black serviette. Open the bottle of wine. Always has to be labeled to the guest. And just warm it and just try to clean it. More you guys learn, more you will get better. And the one point is very important. If you have the big table, doesn't matter is it 10 people, 12 people. If you order the one bottle of wine, that's our job to finish all the 12 people, all the people with the finish with the one bottle. If you order two bottles, that's different scenario. But if you order only one bottle and he said, okay, I just need one bottle and we have 12 people, no problem. Or that much, but everybody get the wine from this one bottle. So we don't need to be like a finish in a 7 guests and say, okay sir, we finished the wine, we need a more one. Of course, we ask him, but in a one round, we have to finish all 10 people, get the wine somehow. Of course, the guest will not do like this, like if you have 20 people and you order the one bottle of wine.
So you don't have to swallow it, you can spit it in the...
So I will show you how you split the wine as well. So if you don't want to drink, just taste, then how you do. So my name is yours. ये सब तो पूछते हैं तुमसे सवाल घंटा तुमने मुझे दिया है यहाँ पे खड़ा कर दिया वीडियो बना रहे हो मैं दे दूँगा नहीं सबको अच्छा हो गया
उधर पड़ा है उधर है ना एक एक्स्ट्रा पड़ा है नहीं है उधर किधर
So guys, please, I will tell you first like how we're gonna taste the wine. If you don't want to drink it, if you want to drink it, that's a different scenario. So we just see the wine, smell, and then take some air in your mouth and then split it. So if you don't want to taste any wines, what I'm pouring you next, you can do like this. Yeah, we have a spittoon in front of you. So why we pour the first the sparkling wines? Because our fourth spice is mostly the fried items. We have pakoras, we have samosas, we have all the mixed veg platter. People always ask what goes well with that. You can't drink the Chardonnay with that, you can't drink the red wine with that, but you can drink the sparkling wine with that. You guys try now the pakoras and have with this wine, and then you just tell me how you're gonna feel it.
Fünf geht in die Soße, oder?
Try the wine after that, you'll feel how relaxing is it. It removes the completely oil from your mouth. You don't need to feel that you are eating very heavy. It feels better. It feels like this, like it makes it more easier to eat four spices. So like we have all the fried items with the really fried, deep fried in the oil. You need to be something to remove your palate clean. If you eat like pakoras and the sparkling wine or champagne, is the best thing. And that's our, like as a waiter, you can play with the guests also. If you what should I do? Okay, so before you white wine, red wine, you can start some fritters like our pakoras and try the glass of bouvet or bottle of bouvet for the 5 people. Very, very easy going. Then they have enough space in their stomach for their next course. They do not feel, oh, I have too heavy for that. This was the idea. I give it to you this one. So I want to tell you something like first thing is how the wines start with, why we're drinking the wines, and how does it come to India, and how it comes right now in India as well. So basically the wines we are making the wines for the very, very long time in the whole human history. But if we talk about the written information, Roman Empire start the wine, and how they do, they just go to the one country to another country to fight, to rule their country. So for their army, they need something to drink. They cannot take the water to one place to other place because it gets contaminated. It gets virus. They took the wine to one place to another place. And which country they go? They start from the Italy and then they go to the rule the France, rule the Germany or all the countries. They just teach them or basically force them to grow the grapes and make the wines for their troops. So the more wines they have, the troops get with alcohol as well inside them. They don't think too much. They don't think about the politics. They go far and far from their families, 3 months, 4 months, and going to the Egypt or somewhere to fight and win the war. That's how the Roman Empire started the things, and somehow it slowly become the whole Europe culture because of the European culture is more influenced with the Christianity. And the Lord Jesus, if you say, the first miracle he made it in his life, in the public, he turned the water into the wine. He went to the wedding of the Cana, like his one relatives, and he came in the wedding and her mother comes to him and say, son, we don't have any more wine. The host finished the wines, we don't have the wine and we have more guests. And at this point of the Roman times, it was very, very big shame. It shames now as well. If you come in if the Manjit has a wedding and you don't get the alcohol in the end. So the Mother Mary comes to Jesus and asks him, just help us. So he instructs, bring the 6 flasks of the water, and he just turned into the finest wine. That's how Jesus started making the wine for everybody. And even his last meal that he has with his disciples, he shared the bread and the wine. If you go to the Vatican City, Sistine Chapel, they have one big painting, it's called Last Supper. You will see there that Jesus is sharing the bread and butter with their old disciples. And that's how the European people start learning how to drink the wine, how to grow the wines as well, and of course they follow the Christianity. The Christianity promote those things. That's how the whole Europe and plus the European culture or climate is support wine growing, because our soil is here. We don't say poor, but it's not a very high quality soil at one point. We in India or other part of the Asia, we have a tropical soil. We grow the plants 2 times in a year. We get the crop 2 times in a year. In Europe, we get the 1-time crop in a year. So that's how, because for the wines, we need a very, very bad soil. We need a very less tropical soil, less water soil. And that's what we have in Europe. Right now, it's a different scenario. In our lands, people are already used the whole land and we just no water left. But in earlier, when we start the business of the wines, we need a soil has to be very, very dry, has to be very, very poor, not good for the other things to grow, not growing for the fruits, not growing for the grains. They're using this land for the wine grape growings. In India, how does it work? At the time of the Chanakya, I think you all know the Chanakya, Chandragupta Maurya. At this time, we make the wines. It's called Madhu. It's made with the rice and the grape, with the grape juice. So right now we make the wine only with the grape juice. At this time they use somehow the rice and the grapes. So in India, like in ancient time, they have the wines. So most of the times when you come to the Indian restaurant, they always say, "Oh, you guys are Indian. You guys have any idea about the wines? You grow some wine?" Yes, we had a wines. And before, when the British rules on us, time of the Queen Victoria, in India we are growing grapes a lot. We are making the wines a lot, but it's not the labeling. They just get from us the juice and they just deliver to the Europe and somehow they make the wines there. So in the time of the British Empire, in India we do a lot of wine making. But what happened now, after we got independence, religious things comes out, politics comes out, and we do less out of the less. Most of the state goes dry and most of the states going more religious way, so we stop growing the wines. But still, we make the wines in a one particular region is Maharashtra, and that's why we are here. We have the restaurant called Asal Marathi. So if we have Marathi restaurant, we must have the good wine list for sure. Because in India, the whole big country, we make the wines in a one particular place is in Maharashtra. That's how I think the first start is we start the wine list as well. Because okay, if you have the good master restaurant, they should have the good wine list also. The guy who started the first winery in 1996, he was not just a fluke, a normal person. He was worked in California. He worked for the Oracle, one of the finest software engineer job that he did there, Rajiv Kamath. And then he brings some California wines there and he comes to India and he starts making wines. So it's almost 27, 28 years, the Sula making the wines. We have so many other producers, but Sula is one of the finest. This was the idea. We have the wine in India. So if somebody say we don't have the wine in India, we have the wine in the ancient time. Recently after the independence, we were just avoid the wine making. And now in 90s, 1996 or 98, we start making wine again. So it takes time to know your land, it takes time to know your climate, and it takes so many things to, so many considerations from the government, how they help. Government doesn't help us much, it's not much flexible to open the alcoholic business, they think in the wrong way, so that's how it's a bit difficult, but still we are making the wines there also. But it's totally, if you feel like, okay, we are not making the wines, we make the wine in India. And it takes a bit more time. If I tell you, you know the one champagne house, Moët Chandon? I think everybody knows the Moët Chandon. Is one of the reputed house in the Champagne. After the Champagne, they choose only 11 countries in the world to make the sparkling wines. They go all over the world, they have the resources, they can found every country, found the climate, and they choose the 11 countries, and India is one of them. So the big thing that in India, the Moët Chandon, the French Champagne house, one of the biggest, who make the Dom Perignon, who make the other stuff, they make the sparkling wine in India. In all 190, 200 countries, they choose 11 countries and India one of them. So we have a very vast geography. We make the wines. We can make the wines. We can make anything if we need. But climate is, it needs to be time. In Europe, they took the time from the experience. 500 years old, they make the same plant, wine. And now in the modern world, they will brand it. Oh, because they know the land. They know the soil, they know the grapes. So it takes time to know your weather, to understand the, we say, Jalvayu or the climate, kind of stuff. So if somebody asks you, India has a wine, and India is coming out as well. Now they are exporting their wines in India, in Asia, in Australia, and especially in Europe also. They start. But still, if you say, oh, that's counterpart of the French wines, no, they are not counterpart with the French wines. But still, we are preparing the wines. So when you go to the wine list with a guest, never feel yourself that I'm from India and I don't have a wine, so we don't have wine culture. We have. We make the wines. We sell a lot of wines. We make enough number of the wines that people are drink a lot. And in the ancient times, we did also that. That's for the little bit the history that we are going to share with you guys. I think you know that what you guys use. Everybody has the wine opener. I think must be everybody has a wine opener.
Had a wine opener.
Okay, so,
Used to have a wine opener.
so
Yeah.
this was the thing that we are using. This was we get from our distributor, November. It's called the Waiter's Friend. Everybody knows his name. It's Waiter's Friend because he can open the beer, he can open the cola, and he can use the wines most fine way that you can open the wine. Everybody knows how to open the wine, or you feel. I know sometimes people feel that's very difficult in front of guests, so you have to be a bit more learned. Those this part you have to learn. You guys are paid well. As a basic chefs are wrong. Anybody has to know how to open the bottle of sparkling wine, how to open the red wine, how to open the white wine. And I'm not asking you much, but you should know if his wine is good or wine is not, like his wine is poor or not. But you will learn. And that's what in next 3 months we're gonna teach you anyhow. So if somebody wants to know how to open the bottle of wines, so we just have like if I open the bottle of red wine, you always go to the guest. Always, if you order the bottle of wine, always show them a label nicely. Show them label, show them the year, which year they ordered. And when you order the bottle of wine from the guest in the list, always, if the list is like this and is telling you this name, always just nicely put the finger on the price. Okay? Make sure that the guest has an idea what he ordered and which price he ordered the wine. Then it's not gonna be trouble for you in the end. Sometimes guest says something, we open something else, and the guest doesn't want to pay for that. And we can make sometimes some Chardonnay or spirits from Dom Perignon. That's also a big trouble. It's like one of the most expensive Chardonnay or spirit, whatever you make with that. It's not.
Champagne with Red Bull is nice.
Yeah, but if you put the Dom Perignon, that is a very expensive taste. Yeah. I hope the
In
guest.
Kempinski I had it. Red Bull with Dom Perignon.
The Kempinski you can do the mountain also down, yeah? So I will show you the bottle. Like everybody knows how to open the bottle of wine. I don't want to tell you like too much, but I will show you. Just see how I open. I try to do the same thing with the guest. So I told you, you will go with the guest. If you guys blessed, and please use this napkin. Go with the guest nicely. Show him the name. Don't be worried about. Before you put the guest, just read the name, just read the year. Mostly guests ask you name, they knows. They always try to repeat again, which year is it? And you should know. You should not see the bottle. Oh, it's 23rd. No, you should know before when you go to the best. Always remember which year you're giving. Don't take too much trouble. We give the wine list is very, very fair. Most of the years are good. Most of the wine names are very easier. Mostly names in English. So you don't need to be that think about, but please, when you go to guest, know the name, know the year. It's very, very important. It makes them more impressive. Rest, the whole world is different. So I will show you this how you can open the wine.
You can also make a video how to open that you can remember.
No, but I think everybody has a Google, like a YouTube. They have all the videos. You have to be.
Yeah, but you are expert.
No, YouTube guys make the more nice here with all the camera effects. Yeah, my job is just tell you how to use this one. This one you're gonna use it. You have everybody. If you don't have, take from him, but just keep it with you. Is it like part of your? Is your friend? Is your waiter's friend? It's called. You cannot lose him. You don't lose your friend every day, so you have to take care of. I use a bit expensive one, but that was a gift when I got it. But something you try. So please use this knife nicely. See here, foil. You have to go. This level has to go here. We don't go like this. We have to go like this. We go here. Nicely, you make this cut here, and it comes to you. See how nice this comes. Then, usually, if you time, you clean this thing. You sometimes have dirt in it. And if you put the screw inside, that goes in the wine. Always see this thing, it helps. Goes slightly in the middle and helps. This thing doesn't have to move. This has to go to the guest. Open slightly. But try to avoid the complete, yeah? Just leave the one screw. Because if you do the more, the wine, this thing goes down after the cork and the cork goes in the wine. Just try to avoid, just like this much enough. Nicely use this second thing, remove that. The second case as well and nicely. Open wine. You see guys, the wine has a big sediment here. Everybody can see there are sediments here. The sediments come from the cork. Wine, see? We have cleaned those also. The sediment is here. You can see all this, especially the red wine. All this stuff. So it's our job before we pour the wine, we clean this area nicely. That's why this thing is always got. You need these things always with you. This waiter's knife and this thing is your friend. You keep with you, half of the service looks more elegant. Guests will see, oh, this guy's a bit serious about what he's doing. He needs all the appreciation. So this thing, you see, I clean already. There's no sediments anymore left. You take this back in your pocket and just taste the wine. Pour the bit. If you want to taste the wine, basically, if the guest is standing to you, always taste the wine like this. It's not very polite when you taste, the guest is sitting to you and you're tasting like this. Yeah, high profile sommeliers do because the people comes to them and they pay for them. They want to see the sommelier how to taste the wine. But in normal, in fine dining restaurant like this, we always go just behind, taste the wine. That's good. Simply keep it inside and just pour the wine.
We don't have to taste it before.
But mostly wines we have all the wines, but what we have in the list, they usually don't get trouble. So you don't need to be taste wine, but this is a style. If somebody has a more curious about how you taste the wine, you just start pouring the guest. This was the idea. We got this
I
point.
have a question. Like if you are familiar, but why you need to taste the wine? Why not we can serve the direct? Because before it's bottled, of course they
So the wine got the corked. That's called the cork. That's what we use here.
It's kind of service to the guest that he don't have. If it's not nice,
No, I'm
that
not telling
the
you.
sommelier has to taste it before.
So sometimes this cork is get affected the wine, and the wine become the vinegar inside.
Okay.
And when you're having the wines bit more older, for sure the wine get the contact with the wood, and it sometimes get cold. So like where I work in the Grapes Wine Bar, I do every day at least 2 bottles or 1 bottle get cold. I open the 500 euro bottle, 600 euro bottle sometimes, and it gets cold. And plus, as sommelier is a very different scenario. This is our training, this is our learning. We should know how the wine tastes. So we read about that, how the 2019 should be taste, how the 1982 tastes. So I was very blessed. I taste some old wines in my life, so I know how the 1928 wine tastes. I hate the bottle, I taste them, I sit with my mentor. So you should know, is this wine, how to treat. So this was a very different topic, how the decantation, should I put in the big glass, should I put in the small glass, but this is a very different skill. You have to get there. For me, I understand, okay, this wine is tastes like this wine has this flavor, okay, this wine goes in this direction. This was a very, very different approach. If you say me, my sommelier taste is
No, my question was not why so many. My question was why we taste the wine.
that's why
I
like,
got them.
Yeah, so like the basic concept is to know the wine's cork or not. But in the cork smell, firstly you see in the nose. You will found, and when you taste the wine, you will see, oh, it's a very bitter. It's not very pleasant. It's like a vinegar. But if you are a first wine drinker, you always feel like this. Oh, this wine is bitter. You don't go too much to understand. But the thing is, that's how we do. But most of the wines are very, very, very well behaved, mostly wine don't get corks because we don't have very old wines. We don't need to worry about much. If any guest comes to you and say the wine is corked, just take it back because it could be happen. I will not be here all the time, or multiple ways can taste, or Alex can taste, and you guys can taste. You will see the different flavor. You will see the very like a annoying smell. It's like a vinegar smell. Then you can say, okay, sir, we can take the bottle back. So don't fight with the guest. Oh no, you order the wine, you have to take it. No, there's no way. If the guest says this wine doesn't taste good, tell your manager, and they will take the bag. So we cannot force the guest.
We don't discuss with the guest if the wine is good or not. When the guest says this wine is corky, then you come to Mr. Barbe or to me, we taste it. If it's right, then we change the wine.
And so another biggest the point is the mostly wines we have this kind of the stopper. You guys see this kind of stopper? That's what the stopper is used for the more convenient wines. These wines are basically made for the by glass wines. You know, these wines are made to be drink faster. Those kind of the wines, they don't keep. You can keep them 5 years. It doesn't change anything. But these wines are made to drink faster. Made to drink the same year they release. So, if the very fast-paced restaurants, they don't need time. If they open this kind of bottle, 10 bottles, if they always open the cork, they took too much time. If they always give you this kind of the cork screw, you just like pump and the wine is open and you just serving it. And with this, the one best part that we have in the list, mostly wine with that these wines don't get cork. So this wine, even you don't have to taste. Nothing. You just open, make the guest taste, and guest will say, okay, I like it. But it doesn't make sense that these wines are like a inferior quality. Yeah. Sometimes people say the wines with this kind of a screw cap is an inferior quality. They don't have a cork. Oh, this wine doesn't have cork. This wine doesn't have to be good quality. There's no way. In a new world, in Australia and New Zealand, with the wine we have, they always use this kind of the things. But it just means only a 2 point. The wine need to be drink as fast as possible, and wine could not get better with the age. It's 2 components the winemakers tell you, and it's good enough for you as a by glass menu. Just open the bottle of wine. No need to worry about is it cork or not. Just pour. But there's no matter that it's an inferior quality. The wine is a very wine. All the wines are to be same quality. Even the wine with the cork, we can say they are inferior. With this, sometimes more better. So this what you will understand. That point. So I ask you the one question. You just tell me the biscuit wine that you guys like. Just for my. If you don't know, then leave it. We'll talk about the next time. When we come the next time, we will talk at least one white, one red wine. You guys just tell the name. Please make sure you read the list and make sure that try to figure out. It's not end of the world. It's simple thing. Google is there. AI is there now. You can learn anything. Yeah, you can learn anything, and you can know might be more than me in a five months. So it's gonna be simple. Now we're gonna be like pouring you guys our by glass wines, and I'm gonna tell you. I'm not gonna pour you all the wines. I'm gonna pour you the new red wine that you pushed pour in a list soon, and I'm gonna open this wine. This wine we wanna be used for our summer wine drinking. In the whole Munich, people are crazy about that. Last year, I think I sold in my restaurant itself, I think 600 bottles around. Just this wine. This wine in the Munich, people are crazy about that. Is it cheap? But it's not cheap, but like a economical price. On the summer, people don't want to drink expensive red wines. They want to drink easygoing wine. This wine has a very 11.5% alcohol, but when you taste, you don't even feel alcohol in it. This wine meant to be drink in summer. This wine comes from Portugal, and this wine in Portugal, in this kind of summer, in Spain, they drink those wines with the ice, with just pouring. So like in afternoon, one guy can drink 2 bottles easily, and they don't even feel. They drink wine, and they don't need to pay too much money. That's why we put this wine in the list. So I will explain you so slowly, but that's for the idea. There's 2 wines we're gonna put in the list. They are going to be very, very important right now. This is a red wine that we think is going to be good with our food, and this is a for summer wine. So in summer drinking, that's the wine that we have to say, oh, guys, we have been aware of this. Guys, the people from Europe, from the America, they know. They know we know where they know what's happening in the city. Any other restaurant in the city, doesn't matter Indian, but any Italian, German, they all are pushing the Vino Verde. So this is the time next 3 months. So that's what we are giving you. So we are giving you what really the Munich needs. What the Munich really needs, the best terrace, best wines, amazing food, and good guys of you, like smiling guys like you guys. So I think it's a fair deal. So I think we all know the by glass wines. Or should I tell you all the grapes? I think this is the thing that we're gonna tell today. Everybody should know all the wines with the grape variety. And is it dry or not? Yeah. Because I think everybody needs that thing. So first thing, we start with that. I think I already tell you, the wine is 100% Chardonnay coming from Loire Valley. You guys see, you write down already. Then we have the same winery. The next option is Rosé. This wine also dry, but the grape variety is Cabernet Franc. Cabernet Franc is a red grape variety. So we just, when they ferment the grapes, they just use, I think, 48 hours, the skin contact, and they remove the skin from the grapes, and then we got the wine like that, color. So it's a Cabernet Franc, 100%. You should know those things. And like what we have always debate about the sparkling wines or champagne, what exactly difference with them? Basically, the champagne is a big region in France. They have they make the white wines there, they make champagnes there, and they also make in champagne sparkling wine also. So it's not that sparkling wine outside the champagne, all the sparkling wine, and in champagne, all the champagnes. No. First thing is a method, that they have a method of champenois to use. They use particular 7 grape varieties, but we talk about only 3. 3 grape varieties they use, and they have some certain standards. Outside the champagne is regulated that you cannot use the word champagne. Until 1960s, 1970s in California, they use champagne on the label. They have old wineries. Recently, they, like France, win the case, and now nobody can use the champagne on the label except the France Champagne region. This sparkling wines we make everywhere in the world, almost all the European countries. But in Spain or France or Italy, they make more very, very similar to the champagne style. They try to use the same method of champagne, but hardly somebody use the same grape variety. So they use the grape varieties what the grape variety they got in Spain, what the grape variety they got in Italy, what the grape variety they got in Loire Valley. Loire Valley gives the best Cabernet Franc. That's why they use the Cabernet Franc for the rosé. That's not happening in the champagne. They don't have Cabernet Franc there. So you guys just should know, very small thing, this wine, 100% Cabernet Franc and dry. So you should know the grape variety, you should know the wine. You got it at this point? This one has 100% Chardonnay, this one has 100% Cabernet Franc. And guest knows very well. When you use those words, don't think like guest doesn't know. Guest knows very well. The people are living in Munich or European countries, they know the wines. Sometimes they know more than us. They teach us sometimes, so don't be shy. They know this stuff. Then we go for the another wines that we have here. The wine that Alex brings to us, the Justice Rosé. The grape variety is Zweigelt. Zweigelt is the red grape variety, but still, I told you how they make the red wines. They put the grapes in a fermentation and just remove before the wine got so much color from the skin. They remove the skin from the grapes. So that's why we have a very small color. This is Zweigelt. You always remember, you see the wine, you will see the name, Zweigelt. Wine has a bit strawberry and the red cherries flavor, and it's dry also. So mostly wine we put in the by glass menu is dry. We don't put the wine by glass menu in the full sweet. We have a sweet wines. We have wines some like semi-sweet also, but in the by glass menu we don't put those wines. Okay, that was the things. I will tell you all the wines, and then I tell you a bit about the how we pair the wines, which food goes which wines. Then you can be a bit easier for you guys, a general idea. You got it? Okay.
We got this, we got that. Now we got.
Yeah. Now and we're gonna get. We are selling a lot of this wine. You see already in the menu, the pink rosé. Yeah. That's come from the grapes is Sangiovese. There's also a red grape variety, Sangiovese. It's coming from Tuscany. Tuscany, I think everybody knows. Tuscany is a very famous place. This wine comes from Tuscany. This is the 100% Sangiovese. Dry, and this label is I think inspired by the very big band Pink Floyd. It's not named the pink color, it's a Pink Floyd. It's inspired by them. So in the winery they have a very big pictures of the Pink Floyd band and everything. They visit them. That's why they inspired with that. You see the label is so cool. And this rosé is a more easy going. If you say more easy style, this more personality. If you drink, it's a bit more heavier. So if somebody wants to drink the rosé without meal, sitting outside in summer, that was the more convenient. If somebody wants to drink the rosé with the food, we need this wine. But it's a guest opinion. But if you want to suggest somebody, then you with the food, this wine can go more better because the wine needs to be more character to handle the food. You write down this Sangiovese. You have to. I don't want to give you like everything in a handwritten because I want you to go Google or somewhere and just put some effort on it. So that's very important. It's not very difficult. We use the time on our Instagram every day, so we can use bit research also. So we got it here. 4 wines: Chardonnay, Cabernet Franc, Zuigild, Sangiovese. We cover this rosé part. Then we have white wine. We're gonna have the first white wine is a Sula. Sauvignon Blanc, everybody know where does it coming from. It's coming from the Nasik. Rajiv Kamath is a guy who owned the winery, one of the finest software engineer before. Now he's a pioneer of our Indian wine industry. Why they put the sun on it? I think you guys know already. Because of it denotes our weather is warm. You can see the India is a warm climate. Sun is there, 48 degree. That's why they put the sun on the label. It denotes, okay, the wine comes from the warm climate. This was the idea when they start the wine. Sauvignon Blanc, you guys get, this wine is dry. This wine you can pair if you want with the haryali kebab, with the palak paneer and kadai paneer as well. The capsicum dishes, the green herbs dishes like spinach and haryali kebab also. If you want to read, you can just write down the grape. That's all, my goodness. So we're gonna get the next one that you're gonna taste. Shubham, can you explain what's again this wine? What?
The wine in which food?
Which food? Basically this wine goes with we have the menu in the green fruits, and all the salads, capsicum dishes and kadai paneer. When the dishes have the capsicum and haryali kebab and spinach also. Because Sauvignon Blanc gives you the flavor of the bit greenness, asparagus or the green fruits, green apple. That's why this wine goes well with this. Anybody can drink any wine with any food, but when the guest asks you, I'm having a haryali malai kebab, are you having the palak paneer, or I'm salad, sir, it's your job. Sauvignon Blanc. We have a sul.
We can give with picture, we can read some more item.
No. Haryali malai kebab.
Green.
The greenness, the flavor comes, its flavor same in this. You will get the better understanding. That's why we're gonna taste the wine later with the food. You guys will understand. You drink the sparkling wine with the pakoda, you feel it's different. It feels that's a very slightly things that you have to feel. But in the end, it's a long thing. That's okay. I eat some food and it's become more pleasant. So wine has when we create the wine list of the Swaad, I think only 2 things in my mind. The one kind of the wines has to decrease the spiciness of the food, and one kind of the wines increase the spiciness in the food. So we have some wines that makes you feel more spicier. Wow, I want to eat the spicy food. We have wines that makes more spicier the food, and we have the wines that makes more calm more less spicier. So I told you about this one. Now we're gonna get this one. This one, you guys, I will.
I have one question. So, yeah, because I also don't understand wine so much. So, can it be like generalized that the red wine, which is not dry,
Yeah.
goes well with spicy?
And that's why, yeah, I'm gonna explain in the end this topic about
Generalizing.
generalizing. So I will put in my mind something like what our by glass wines, and we can generalize our food.
Because it could be like overwhelming to understand so many
Yeah, that's thing.
grape wines and
That's why.
such as different tastes.
So that's why I was like, we have 3 bowls here, like for the food. There are 3 different curries, and we're gonna explain you the generalize of the wine pairing. So first thing, we wanna cover all the grape varieties of the by glass. We should know which grape varieties, where does it coming from, because that's very important. It's very, very normal information. Any chef de langue has to be known. There's nothing. Yeah?
How's the Portuguese grapes called?
This is basically the Lorelo and Alvarino.
It's 50-50 or?
It's a blend. It's a blend. They do a lot.
इस वाइन का क्या नाम है?
I can just taste this wine from now also.
हैं? क्या नाम है इस वाइन का? क्या नाम है इस वाइन का?
अजीब सा नाम है कुछ
अजीब सा तो मुझे पता है, अजीब ही है। मेरे को खोलना करना है इस वाइन का।
शुभम इस वाइन का क्या नाम था?
मैं बता रहा हूँ अभी। पहले मैं वाइन पोर कर दूँ, तब बताऊँगा तुम्हें इस बात की बात। ये नई वाइन है। Till this time I say something, you guys get the idea, or because I don't have any PowerPoint here, so